really excited about Aladdin in IMAX 3D. Some decent reviews for the movie, but I hope I really enjoy it for the most part, so let's go in. Alright, just got out of Aladdin in IMAX 3D. So excited to talk about this movie, so anyways, let's go home and let's review this one. Alright guys, so I did go see Aladdin in IMAX 3D. I will be talking about the IMAX 3D experience afterwards, but anyways, before we move on to the review, I want to showcase these Aladdin prints that I got at the theater, which I never knew that AMC was going to give out some. So of course we have Aladdin and Abu going into the Kid Wonders, and then oddly photoshopped over there we just have Genie, which I'm not, they could have placed him anywhere, but they placed him right there. I don't know, but it's still a really cool print. And I'd also like to showcase this Princess Jasmine Pop Funko that I got recently. I'm trying to get Aladdin and Abu, so I probably will next time. But anyways, let's get talking about Aladdin, the live action remake. And we all know the story of Aladdin. You guys all seen Aladdin, so therefore I'm not really gonna go over the story. So let's just get straight into the review. I never really thought that Aladdin was one of those movies that needed a live action remake. I was good enough with the original animated version. But you know what? I love the casting of Will Smith and Naomi Scott, obviously Genie and Princess Jasmine. And I was curious to see what they could do with it. The teaser I thought was pretty good, but the Will Smith reveal as the Genie was really odd. But it followed up with much better trailers that really boosted my anticipation again. And I would really like to admire Aladdin for honestly giving me the best time I had in the movies in terms of fun this year. Yes, this is probably the most fun that I've had in the theaters all year, although not the best experience in theaters, since that will forever belong to Avengers Endgame, since that's just the best theater experience I've ever had. But this is the most fun I had at the movies all year so far. I had a pretty great time with this one. The Aladdin live action retelling obviously has a lot of the same things that the original had, but it also does more things that, that's added to this movie. And even some things are changed around, so at least walking out, I could say that I got something different from this movie. I really think that yes, there are things that the original did much better, but there's also things in this version that I thought that was done better here than it was in the original version. I really liked Madame Assad. I hope I said his name right, but he's the dude who plays Aladdin, and he has about the same level of charismatic charm that everybody loves about Aladdin. And as for his singing bits, I thought he did a pretty good job, although I thought that he could have done a little bit of a better job when he was singing alongside Naomi Scott with A Whole New World. But overall, as an overall performance, I thought he really captured Aladdin for who he was, and I thoroughly enjoyed him throughout the movie. And also Abu, I really liked Abu in this movie more. I just thought that Abu was just a better and a more charming character in this movie than he was in the original. I don't know, I just don't really like Abu in the original movie, but I really enjoyed him in this movie. Naomi Scott, fantastic. Naomi Scott was fantastic in the role of Princess Jasmine. She was very fitting for the role, and she has the same likable character traits that Princess Jasmine has, and honestly, she's just the perfect choice. I cannot imagine anyone better. Will Smith was tons of fun as the Genie, and he's definitely one of the reasons why I had so much fun watching this movie. He definitely does not try to copy Robin Williams. You could tell that he knew that he was going to get backlash if he copied Robin Williams, so he just did his own thing, and it really worked, and I was a fan of his Genie. And especially for a modern day adaptation of Aladdin, again, Will Smith wasn't a bad choice. He was actually, again, he was pretty good, and he carried most of this movie, and I really liked him a lot. And the bond that he has with Aladdin in this movie is a huge highlight of this movie, and it's carried throughout the whole movie. The dude who plays Jafar, though, I thought he did an okay job, but the problem that I had with Jafar in this movie is that I don't think he's a terrible villain in this movie at all. He's just not a well-written character in this movie, and he wasn't as menacing as the original Jafar in the animated version. Like, this Jafar kind of felt a little bit more tamed compared to the other Jafar, And also the motives that Jafar had in the original movie that made him such a great villain to begin with were really never justified in this movie like they were in the original. And he just wasn't threatening at all. And again, most of that was due because of the lack of focus on his character and the lack of good writing on his character. Although I still thought that, overall the actor who played Jafar did an okay job. But again, I just thought that his character could have been much better. I really like the direction that this movie was headed for, whether it's a lot of the same from the original movie or some of the newer stuff added to this movie. And a lot of the fun doesn't just come from just the characters themselves, but it also comes from where the story is taking these characters. And with that being said, I really say that the writing was surprisingly actually kind of good, and I was really satisfied with what I was getting. And the movie's visual styles were honestly pretty good. The movie, it was really stunning to look at, and there is some CGI that they could have improved upon, but overall, just the overall visual style of this movie really, really impressed me. And the musical numbers, in my opinion, here were really good, and I had a lot of fun watching, a lot of the musical numbers from the original movie carried into this movie with a little bit more energy added to them. And I just really think that Aladdin is honestly one of the honestly good Disney live action adaptations. I found that surprising because most of the Disney live action adaptations are rather either just mediocre or really bad. But Aladdin, in my opinion, I thought was actually pretty good, and it's actually one of the best live action, Disney retellings, up there with, I'd say, Christopher Robin. I'd include Christopher Robin up there. Definitely The Jungle Book and Cinderella. And I'm really excited for The Lion King. So with that being said, I'd say Aladdin is worth paying full price for, and I'm going to give Aladdin a B+. I'm going to say this, Aladdin in IMAX 3D is the best IMAX 3D movie I have ever seen. Ever. The IMAX 3D experience here is bizarre. It's something special. It's very well utilized in IMAX with the IMAX sound, the musical numbers, and the action scenes. They're all very well utilized in IMAX, and the visuals just look amazing on that IMAX screen. But the 3D here, there's a lot of depth to the 3D, a lot of things popping at you in 3D. I think that this is the best movie I have ever seen in IMAX 3D. So if you guys could still watch this movie in IMAX 3D, because by the time this video is uploaded, they're probably going to have Godzilla playing in IMAX. So if you guys could still watch this movie in IMAX 3D, go for it. If IMAX 3D is no longer an option, at least watch it in 3D to appreciate the 3D visuals and all the hard work that went to this movie, converting this movie in 3D. Because again, this is some of the best 3D I have ever seen, and overall, the best IMAX 3D experience I have ever had. So anyways, have you guys seen Aladdin? If you guys seen it, what did you guys think about it? Tell me in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.